Guess what? When you share, I want to show you how much I care. Every Friday, you have the opportunity to be a winner. And you could win my new release, my 2021 EmPowerMEnt 12-month annual planner, Relentless Transformation. So go ahead, share, tag, and invite. So I'm Dr. Pat, and I am the EmPowerMe Transformative Life Coach. Tonight, we will be brief. I wanted to get this in. It may be brief, but it's some work that you would need to do. Come on and declare with me. I will empower me by committing my plans to the Lord, establishing smart goals for my life. Proverbs 6:3 says, commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. So what kind of work are you doing? What are your goals? Do you have goals? Do you have vision? But you have to be in a place that you're going to commit your work. You know, he already says that he has a plan, he has a hope, he has a future, and want to bring you to an expected end. So tonight we want to talk about SMART goals. I know you probably have heard about the SMART goals, but tonight I want to break it down so that you're able to do some work after you hear this broadcast. Because remember, it's all about you. My mission is building global champions for the kingdom, one person at a time. And I'm fortunate and I'm so happy that you allow me to be on the journey with you. And that is to empower you, to maximize your potential, to ignite your passion, not just excite, but to ignite your passion so that you may fulfill your purpose and activate your faith so that you can be released to lead with excellence, to walk in total fitness in your mind, your body, and your spirit with a mandate. Guess what? Yes, you are enough. Now we're going to the next level. The next level is that I will invest in me and I will empower me. So, day 25 of 40 days of relentless empowerment, I will empower me by committing my plans to the Lord. That's the first thing that you need to do. Everything that you need to submit it. Last night we talked about first thing first, and we talked about your self-care. We talked about you being a cup. But then that seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these other things. And this is where we can see the other things will be added unto you. You're gonna submit and commit your plans. Everything, you take it to the Lord. Take it to God in prayer. Your vision, whether it's with your family, relationship, whether it's nutrition and fitness, whether it's serving, whether it's your career, whatever it is, you need to commit your ways, your work to the Lord. Your plan will be established. So during this commitment process, I want to give you a breakdown of how to establish your SMART goals. So when we're talking about a SMART goals, you should have goals for different areas in your life. So if he's saying to commit my plans and commit my work, that means I should have a plan. I should have a goal. This is something I can look back to see whether I have accomplished that, what I need to do, what action steps do I need to take, what intervention, or if something not working, how I make those adjustments. So tonight, I want you to declare with me, I will empower me by committing my plans to the Lord and establishing SMART goals for my life. So when we talk about SMART goals, it's an acronym. It's an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time frame. So I want you to think about your long-term goals. You should have some big goals, and you break it down into some smaller goals. Then you break it down into your weekly goals, then come on down to your daily goals. But you need to have a goal for your life. So I want you to listen closely. I want you to write this down because I want you to utilize this information to establish your SMART goals for your life. So when we're saying that it has to be specific, these are the questions you need to ask. Is my goal specific enough? Does it specify in what way, how much, where, with who, include the detail. You got to have a specific goal. Coming into 2020, we did vision board. So we did goal planning. So we had some specific goal. I'll talk about me. I had a specific goal in completing my book. So I had to have a goal. A big goal was to have it finished by a certain time. But then I had to break it down into some monthly goals, how many chapters. And then I broke it down into the day-to-day basis as to see how I was going to accomplish that big goal. And then I had intervention. What was I going to do in order to accomplish that? So you had to have a specific, see, my specific goal was that I was going to write my book and finish my book. Another one is that didn't know that God was going to call me off the job. I had a plan, I had a goal. As I committed my work to the Lord, He established that plan. So I had a clue as to what He was calling me into. Just had to speed up the process. But I had a plan. So that specific goal, and then measurable. Because if you cannot measure it, then you don't know whether you're going in the right direction. So when we talk about measurable, is my goal measurable? How would I know if I achieved it? For example, if someone is going to school, they may say, well, I want to be more committed and involved in school. That's not a measurable goal. So however, you can say, I will attend every class this month and I will study for an hour every day. So what kind of goals do you have? Like goals, there's people that want to go into business. There's people want to buy a house. There's people that want to get their health in check. So what kind of measurable goal can you set and establish? So you go, come on and declare with me. I will empower me, committing my plans to the Lord, establishing smart goals for my life. A portion is achievable. Is my goal achievable the way I have it phrased now? You got to look at your goal, to look at it and see, can I achieve that? Literally, could I achieve this goal? For example, if you were going to write a book, you said, I will start and finish the book in 2 weeks. Would that sound achievable? No. And it's everything, a lot of stuff on the market say, because even with me, when I had a book coach, they said you can write a book in 7 days. Guess what? There was a lot of stuff that went into pre-planning. There was a lot of interventions that you had to encompass before you were able to sit down and establish to say, I can do this in 7 days. I was able to write my book in 7 days. That was only because it didn't tell you that all of the outline, all of the research, all of the gathering of the data, all of the plan that I did before I sat down to start writing. So you got to be careful when you're looking at writing goals and seeing whether it's achievable. There's a lot of stuff on the market that's saying you can do this in 7 days and do this in 10 days. You can get the shape you want in 30 days. But is it really achievable? Because you have to look at it in a holistic manner. You have to look at the wholeness of it. And that leads us into the aura, being realistic. Considering my current capabilities, is my goal realistic? So if it's saying, for example, I'm going to write my book in 7 days, is that realistic? Now, if somebody on the outside looking at it, they like, wow, that is powerful. You wrote your book in 7 days. But they didn't see all of the detail work, all of the prerequisite, all of the research, all of the things that had to happen before we got to that goal, put that goal out there that I would write my book in 7 days. I had to go through outlining every chapter. So, in essence, it wasn't that I just had a cold, blank piece of paper. I just sat down and started writing. No, I had already done the work. I already had outlined every chapter. I had put it in some kind of format so that when I got ready to establish that goal of 7 days, I could sit down. Something else they didn't tell you is that 7 days is not necessarily there were 7 consistent days. It could have been one day this week or one day every 2 weeks, but it was up to you how you establish your goals. So you want to make sure that it's achievable. Is it realistic? Am I doing what I need to be done? Do I have the tools? Because a lot of times you may not have the necessary tools to accomplish your goals. So if you don't have that necessary tools, that's where you got to go and do a self-evaluation, a self-assessment. Remember when we talked about confidence and competence? So you know your confidence is going to come from the Lord. And so the competence is that you're going to have to work the work of him who sent you. So you have to get into the place, if I'm weak in this area, this is what I need to do. Have the necessary tools to accomplish this SMART goal. So do I know how to take steps necessary to reach the goal? Do I have the grit? Do I have the relentless tenacity, unrelenting, constant resolve to get it done, not to quit until it's done? You got to do this self-evaluation to thine own self be true. Come on and repeat after me. I will empower me by committing my plans to the Lord and establishing SMART goals for my life. I will commit my work to the Lord. The Lord will He will establish my plans. You have to know that once you're doing these goals, it's your individual goals that you are doing. You can't look and see what somebody else is doing because they may have different time frames, they may have different tools, they may be in a different place that you're not in. So this is an individual. That's why my mission is building global champions for the kingdom, one person at a time. See, even a simple thing as establishing SMART goals, you may need a mentor, you may need a coach, you may need someone to help guide you through the process. And that's why I'm here on your journey to empower you, maximize. You got such great potential, to maximize your potential, to ignite your passion, to activate your faith so that you can be released to lead with excellence and walk in total fitness so that you can accomplish your God-given kingdom assignment. But you're going to have to take the time. Just still yourself, get quiet. You're going to have to write it down. Habakkuk tells us you got to write the vision, make it plain on tablet that they may run that readeth it. Though it tarry, still tell you to wait for it, because it shall speak and not lie, and it shall surely come to pass. But then you making sure that your goals that you're establishing, they're specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, they're realistic. I want to add another thing to the realistic in that aura portion. Is it relevant? See, the relevance is going to come. Is it relevant to who I am and the goal and the plan that God has in my life? Because when it's relevant to you, then you'll see that it's going to shine through you and you're able to commit yourself greater. You commit your work to the Lord, commit your plan. He's going to establish it because it's relevant. See, because when you're making these goals, what kind of relevancy do you have? It's more than just being realistic. It has to be relevant. And then this is a big one. We see the SMART goals: specific, it's measurable, achievable, realistic. Now it's time frame. So how long do you believe this goal will take? And you can't just put a pie in the sky. And if you're looking to accomplish a goal, I used to somebody coined this phrase that I forgot who said it. Said real prophet. They set time frames. That means they prophesy and they'll give you so many time frame as to when that's going to happen. So you are the prophet of your life. Glory to God. You have to start making declaration. You have to prophesy over every situation. You got to commit my plan to the Lord and declare and decree my plan will be established and it shall come to pass. So how long do I believe this goal will take? So there's big goals, some goals that you probably can accomplish in a week. Some goals it may take a month. Some goals it may take a whole year or more than a year. Like if, for instance, if you're having a goal that I would like to purchase my house, that is one of the biggest investments you will ever make. So there may be some different things that you have to go through, looking at your credit, looking at your earnest income, looking at everything that it takes, insurance, getting all those things lined up. It may take a while, take a process so that you can get to that, so that you can fulfill that goal. So you may have to break those down, and it's not necessarily to happen overnight, but you have plans for that. So have you established deadline? You got to put some deadline. That's what you got to put a demand on the anointing, on the blessing, a demand on your goal, demand on yourself, and declaring that you are relentless. I mean, I'm tenacious. And in this season, I am unstoppable when it comes to setting and establishing and fulfilling the goals that God have planned for my life. So then you look at, what are my sub goals? What deadlines do I need to set for those? So there's a lot of different things that go into setting and establishing. All through the process, you have to be committed. You have to be dedicated. And then you have to be flexible. It has to be fluid, because there's maybe bumps in the road that you may have to go and adjust. Just like coming into the new year, and when we did our vision board, I had a time frame as to when I was expecting to gradually come off of my job. God had a different plan, so I had to adjust the goal, the plan that God had for me. All I had to do was shift a few things on my goal setting, my SMART goals, because I already had written it down. I could see it, I could visualize it. I just had to change the date according to the dates that God had given me and had called me off of the job. So that's why it's important for you to make some personal goals concerning your life, because you have to empower yourself, invest in yourself, but you need a goal, SMART goals. So remember that your goal must be specific, must be measurable, achievable, not only realistic, but relevant. And there must be a time frame in which you complete the goal. See, you got to set that time frame, even if you don't accomplish it at that time that you set it. That's what you're striving for. So if it comes to that time that you didn't achieve it, you change the date, but you never change the plan. Plan, the goal is still going to be the same. This may happen at a later time, a later date, and you may have to have some more intervention. You may have to change the interventions that are not working, start adding other intervention, add different resources, different tools, whatever it takes for you to accomplish your God-given kingdom assignment. So come on and repeat after me. I will empower me by committing my plans to the Lord, establishing SMART goals in my life. Well, I'm Dr. Pat. I am the EmPowerME Transformative Life Coach. My mission is building global champions for the kingdom, one person at a time. If you like more information about PKJ Global Ministry, you can go to www.patriciakjames.com. If you like to email me personally, if you have any question, you can email me at drpat@patriciakjames.com. If you would like to know more about My Heart to You Cyber Church, you can go to www.myhearttoyou.com. If you would like to sow a seed into the rich soil of this ministry, you can go to Cash App, $ My Heart to You, or you can go to paypal.me/Dr. Pat James or paypal.me/PKJ Global. If you would like to sow into ministry, you can go to www.myhearttoyou.com, go under donation, and you'll find several opportunities, option or ways that you can give. From my heart to yours, you'll be empowered to prosper, have good success, and declare, I will empower me by committing my plans to the Lord, establishing smart goals for my life. Be blessed.